Hi, welcome to the 2025 Book Awards. I will be giving this crown to the winners of the next awards, and it's basically an end of the year book tag, but a little bit different, and I got this idea from Katie, so check out her book awards as well. Let's start off with the first award that we're going to give away, and it's for the prettiest cover, and that award goes to Death of the Author. I feel like this cover really matches what the book is about because I don't know if you can see that clearly, but there's like these weird numbers and things in there. It has like a sci-fi vibe to it. And there's also like this pattern, and I feel like that's maybe a bit of her culture represented. And I think it's a very beautiful cover. And yeah, obviously it's also kind of shiny, and that's cool. And as you can see, this is our main character right here in the middle, and there's kind of like spiraling around her, and I feel like in this book she kind of spirals a little bit, or well, she's not really spiral, but she did go through a very rough time, and her family wasn't really there for her, and she really had to figure out how she was going to deal with that on her own. And I just think it is a really beautiful book. I actually listened to the audiobook and I was confused at times because this book is about this woman who has been in an accident and she has written a book, and part of this book is that book. So it's a book within a book, and that was a little bit confusing while listening to the audio. But in this book you have like, I don't know if I can find it, this is a normal chapter, and then sometimes you have this little robot right here, and I'm assuming that's the book within the book. So it's a bit clearer in the book than it was in the audio. But I thought it was a really interesting book and definitely deserving of the crown for prettiest cover of the year. And the next award will go to the most unexpected 5-star reads. And I actually don't have the physical book, so I'll put it up here. And I crown the best, the winner of this category. And that's because I wasn't really excited about it. It was about this merman and a circus, and I thought I would like it, but I wasn't that interested. So I figured, oh, let's listen to the audiobook. I don't want to spend money on yet another book. But then while listening to it, I'm like, this is so good. There's a found family aspect in it, and there's a gay romance, and it's just, it has so many beautiful elements and people that support each other through hard times. So yeah, I thought it was going to be a good book. It's not that I thought it was going to be a 2-star and that now it's a 5-star, but I didn't expect it to be a 5-star, and I really want to own the physical copy so that I can actually hold it and own it and show it to people. But yeah, it's a really beautiful book, and it's definitely deserving of the crown. And then the next award will go to the best book of the year. And every year I want to do a book bracket. I actually started doing that this year. But then every month I decide which book wins and which book in that month was the best book I read. Now, the thing is, I read a book in January and I thought it was so good, and I was looking forward to it so much because it's continuing a series. And I knew it was going to win. And I put it in as the month winner. And then the next month I read books and I'm like, yeah, it's still this book. And at the end, my January read is #1. And this deserves the crown for best book of the year. And maybe I should have gotten a smaller crown. This doesn't really work, does it? You know what? I'll just put it like this. But it's called The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. And this is the 3rd book in the series. This looks kind of silly. Let me just, yeah. It's the 3rd book in a series. And this male main character was the character that I really wanted this book to be about. And I was so happy to find out that it was him. And then there's like, you're going to find out who this girl is. And that was crazy, and I was so happy to realize who that was. And yeah, it's just a spicy fantasy. It is spicy, like next level spicy, so don't go into it thinking like, oh, it's a cozy fantasy with a little bit of spice. No, it is spice heavy. What I also really enjoy is the fantasy element, and he's a dragon, and yeah, that's who doesn't like a dragon, you know? It's just basically like this fantasy quest, and I really enjoy it. Everything written by Kimberly Lemming, I will enjoy. It's just such a good author. She is such a good author. So I already knew this was going to win in the beginning of the year, and it did. So that's my all-time favorite read of this entire year of 2025. Ooh, I'm going to put the books that won right here, and then you can see them. I want to talk to you about some newfound authors, and especially the ones deserving of the crown of best newfound authors. I will say before this year, I didn't read that much. So a lot of authors were new to me this year. I think I read more new authors than authors I already knew. But some of my favorites are Julie Leong, and she wrote The Teller of Small Fortunes. And this is a book that has a found family aspect in it, and it's a bit magical, and there's some personal growth going on. In this book, there wasn't really that much romance or anything, and usually I do like a little bit of that. I don't think it had much of that, but it's such a nice, cozy, autumnal read, and I love that vibe. So this is definitely also a book I want to recommend, and an author I want to recommend. I know she came out with another book. I really look forward to buying it and reading it because I love her writing, and it's not anything crazy. So don't think like, oh, this is the best writing ever. No, I was just living this life with her. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's necessarily the author or the story that I enjoyed. So maybe I will read another book by her and then realize, oh, it's not her writing I enjoy, but it was just the story, the plot line. I don't know. So I'm not sure about that, but it was a really easy read, and I like that. That is just easy to follow along, but there's still like a lot of stuff happening. I don't know. I thought it was a very good book and very well written. I actually have two more authors that I want to mention because I can't only give the crown to this one. I do also want to mention that I read my first book by V.E. Schwab. It was called The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue. I think a lot of people probably have heard of that book, and it was very interesting. The writing was kind of like poetry. It was so well written. It was so good. It is a little bit more difficult because I feel like this is just an easy read, and that doesn't take away from anything. It was a very good book, but I feel like The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, you really have to think about it, but there's also moments where things that have been mentioned in like chapter 2 will be mentioned again in chapter 30, and you do have to keep track a little bit, and it can get confusing, but I thought it was really good. And yeah, just really that writing style, that poetic writing style, I loved it. I actually also have another book by her that I haven't yet read, but a really good friend of mine got me Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil, and I'm really excited to read that. And then there's one other author that I want to mention, and that's Tia Guazon. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. You can see it right there. But this is Tusk Love, and I love this book so much. It was so good. It's another spicy fantasy book, and this also had a bit of a found family aspect in it, and I will not ever stop talking about Oscar, the male main character in this book. He is just the best. And actually, you know what? Yeah, I really like this author. It's really good writing, and it brings us to the next award, because the best book boyfriend is gonna go to Oscar. He is a king. I don't know, he's amazing. He really takes care of her, he protects her, and he's just so sweet. And I do feel like there was something where they had a little bit of a, not a fight, but there was something going on, and I feel like he even handled that well later on, and I don't know, I'm just kind of in love with him. I feel like he's so adorable, and they're so cute together. So even, you know what, let's go into the next award, which is best couple. Will also go to them. I cannot tell you how much I love this book. So definitely a recommendation, because this book just got 3 awards. Like, what else do you need to know that you need to read this book? It's great. So yeah, it definitely deserves to be up here with the crown. Those were some new authors, but my favorite author of this year will be Kimberly Lemming. I mentioned her before, and I love all her books. I haven't given them all 5 stars. 3 to 5, 6, 7. I probably read 7 or 8 books that she has written. Like a few of them were like really short, like 50 pages books, but I even enjoyed those. I don't know how she did it, but I gave one of those 5 stars. But one of the short books that was in between the series of the Meat Mishaps, I gave 4.5 stars. Scandalous. No, it was just, I didn't think it added that much to the story, but I still really enjoyed it. So, Kimberly Lemming, you deserve this crown. Next up, the crown will go to the most underrated book that I feel more people should read. And it's actually going to go to a series. I don't know if this series has a name. The first book is called Dear Martin, then the second Dear Justice, and then Justice. No, I'm saying that name wrong. I was looking for the page, but I can't find it where he says how you're supposed to say it. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. But the third book is Dear Manny. And I feel like this series, it's written by Nick Stone. It's such a good series. It might be for a bit of a younger audience, but I feel like I still learned something from it. And yeah, you really started living this life with him. And he was trying to be like a good guy and going to school and getting good grades and just taking care of his family. But then people still judged him because of his skin color, and they just assumed things about him that weren't true at all, and they just placed him in this box, and that kind of pushed him into the box and pushed him into being the person they assumed him to be, because he was so fed up with being put in this box that he didn't even belong in. It's very immersive. It takes you into his life and his thought process, and it's just very interesting and very well written as well. It is written in a younger way, so it is like the demographic for this book is probably younger people, but that didn't bother me. It was really easy to read, but it still hit, there were still real feelings attached to this book. And I just think more people should be aware of things like this and the importance of how we treat other people and how you handle yourself. And I feel like this book also mentions how people sometimes make a funny little joke and it's, oh, you're taking it too serious. I didn't mean anything by it, but you did though, and it's not okay to say certain things. And I don't know, it's a very impactful series. I feel like maybe if you're a parent and your child is going through puberty or something, maybe this is a good book to recommend. Definitely a series and a book and an author to get into that I haven't heard too many people or actually anyone talk about. So I wanted to mention it. My microphone just died, so I hope the audio is still okay. Let's get into the next award that actually doesn't deserve to be on this pile with the crown. So I'm gonna put it behind the pile because it doesn't deserve to be here. But these are books that are overrated, that I hated, that were disappointing. Let's actually start with the one that it was fine. It's a convenience store woman, and it was just hyped up too much. It was a fine book. It's okay, but it's just really weird, and I don't feel like it had been mentioned enough that it's weird. I just thought it was about this woman who really enjoyed working in a convenience store and didn't want anything else out of life. But it also goes into her connection with this man, and it was just kind of uncomfortable, and I didn't really enjoy it. I did give it 3 stars. It was fine, but it's too hyped up. So let's put that behind there. Then next we have Bunny, and I feel like too many people have talked about this book. It's not that good, It's fine. It's weird. If you're looking for a weird book, I guess this is good. And I feel like too many people are saying that it's such a good book or thought-provoking or whatever. No, it's not. It's just It's fine, but it's not great. So let's put it back. And then last, we have the book that I actually hated. Those books, they're fine. I gave them 3 stars, maybe even higher. They're fine. This book, however, Normal People by Sally Rooney, I hate it. I hated this book. And I'm sorry if you loved it, and that's totally okay. We can have different taste. That's fine. I'm not saying anything about people that love this book. I just didn't. I do think it's a bit of a YA book, and maybe that's my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't read too many YA books. There wasn't really any personal growth, and it felt like drama that was just unresolved, and stupid teenagers just doing stupid teenage stuff. And that's it. That's all. Maybe I didn't read it right. Maybe I didn't get the underlying meaning of it. But I don't think there was any underlying meaning. I think it's just dumb. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love this, but I don't understand. But like, I love spicy fantasy, and some people absolutely hate that, and that's totally fine. I totally get that as well. So don't feel like I'm attacking you personally if you like this book. Not at all. I really didn't like it because I was wanting for something else to happen. I was wanting some personal growth, and I was wanting something. And I also didn't like the writing. I was like 8 pages into this book, and I really didn't enjoy the writing style. So probably should have just DNF'd the book. But yeah, I kept reading, and that was a mistake. It's gonna go behind the stack of winners. And then I just wanted to mention a book that had a really interesting writing style, and that award will go to Albert Camus' The Fall, because this is a book... Oh, did I read it this year or at the end of last year? I don't know. Oh, I think I read it at the end of last year. Well, anyway, I'm still gonna mention it because that's the book I wrote down. This book is kind of in his mind. He's having a conversation with somebody else, but that other person is not mentioned at all. It's just his thoughts and what he says, and nothing else, no one else. And that was really interesting to me, because you do still understand what happens. You can think of like, oh, he probably said this, and that's why he's responding like that. And I thought that's very interesting, and also just the premise of the book and what the book is about, that was really interesting as well. What was kind of funny, the best rated book that I have read this year, I could see that on Goodreads, and it's this one. It's The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care, and I just thought that was really cute to just mention that this is the best rated book of the books that I have read. And it is adorable. I feel like I gave it 4 or 5 stars. It's just, it has these little drawings in it and like inspirational quotes, and it's a frog with heels. It's cute. These ended up being the books that deserved the awards. So I'm really interested in knowing what books you would give these awards to, and definitely let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye!